Hello and welcome to the Paul Lawrie Golf Centre Challenge 2014, the second staging of the competition. And this year's opponent for our host is another Ryder Cup captain, the current Ryder Cup captain, Paul McGinley from Ireland. And with the Ryder Cup coming home to Scotland this year in just a few weeks' time, as well as the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open being played just down the road, as you might imagine, there was plenty of media, television and newspaper interest. Time for a quick press conference before the action could begin. And speaking of action, our host will be looking for the same start he enjoyed last year, a hole-in-one against Jose Maria Olazabal.
Well, wouldn't that be nice? I would doubt it, but it would be nice to kind of start that way again. Obviously, it's great to have the captain, the Ryder Cup captain here again, Paul McGinley. We had Jose Maria last year, as you know. Great of him to come. Again, he agreed to come in a matter of kind of minutes, put it in his diary straight away. So fantastic to see him here. And obviously, we wish him all the best in September.
Once again, the venue and the course were in tip-top shape, as Paul continues to strive to improve the facilities here at the centre.
We're all obviously working very hard. Myself or Marion are here pretty much every day. Well, Marion's here every day, and I'm here every day when I'm not away. A lot of people are obviously working very hard, and we've put a lot of money into making it the facility that it is. The golf course is in tremendous condition. I played the other day with the boys for a few holes, and the whole place has just gone up a notch or two in the last sort of 12 months. I'm always pretty chuffed when I come off even 1 or 2 under. So I mean, it's a good test. People enjoy it, but it's not just a pitch and putt, you know, it's a proper golf course out there, so it's doing well.
Good crowds again this year. Fans old and young alike, and no doubt a few of the kids from Paul's Foundation. Paul's Foundation continues to go from strength to strength, thanks to the hard work and dedication of many and the contribution of major sponsors. And once again, there was a marvellous gesture from the Aberdeen Oilmen's Golf Association before the players teed off this year, with a presentation cheque of over £25,000 towards the foundation. And with the formalities all done and dusted, it was time to get on with some action. Time for some golf. First up, the challenger, Paul McGinley. A fairly flat, calm day, a little bit of assisting wind perhaps as they head down the first. And that's a wonderful wedge, no more than 10 feet away, pin high. A statement of intent from a man who was complaining of a slightly injured shoulder as he came onto the first tee. Now, our host and reigning champ, Paul Lawrie, well, what a disappointment. No hole-in-one this year. Only manages to knock it into about 10 feet also. But a good solid start from these two Ryder Cup heroes. Who can forget McGinley with the winning putt back in 2002 before jumping into the pond at the Belfry. First to putt today though, our host, the man who played his part in the miracle at Medina. And that putt just rolling left. It took quite a severe borrow. Tricky greens these, beautiful condition. But a solid opening par for Mr. Lawrie. Well, that left the door open for the challenger, Paul McGinley. Injured shoulder or not, he's got a chance to get straight under par, and he has nailed it. Big grin on his face as he goes one ahead. The players move down onto the second. Mr. McGinley still with the honour. And, well, oh, look at the action on there. Yes, there was a bit of a slight downpour, shall we call it, just before the golfers teed off. That'll have helped soften up the greens. Still fantastic action on the ball. And what about Paul? Well, look at that. It's a backspin competition. And, well, that's a marvellous tee shot. 4 or 5 feet away. Yes, he likes it. Yes, and now giving away the secrets of what happens on the greens. That's a little tricky played on Olazabal last year as well. Enjoying a little slight delay on passing on the local knowledge. So with that, Paul McGinley first with his birdie putt. Just coming up a little bit short. Well, he was a wee bit further away than he was on the first. Can he see this home to stay 1 under par? He certainly can. Once again, the crowd's lining every hole. Fantastic old-fashioned feel. Right next to the players. And Paul Lawrie gets his birdie too. Both players now at 1 under par. Great start. And this match looks like it's going to be tight. Now, the tricky third. A little bit longer. Water on the left. Bigger green. But the flag right at the front at the narrow part. Paul Lawrie pin high there. 15 feet to the right. Can McGinley get inside that? Nice rhythm to that swing. He likes it. He's watching it. Oh, beautiful stuff. Well, that's almost a gimme. But not in stroke play, and not when it's as competitive as it is today. Great media attention. STV, BBC, Sky Sports. They are all here. And what is a big week for Scottish golf. Good attempt there from our host. Knocking it up to the side of the hole, but, well, he would have liked to have gone 2 under there because he'll be expecting his opponent to see this one home to get to 2 under par. Take your time. McGinley using the thick grip there on the putter that's so popular these days. And that's helped him see that in. He moves to 2 under par after 3 holes. Impressive stuff. And the crowds move on down the 4th. Paul McGinley with the tee shot. He has got a nice rhythm today going, despite the injury. Once again, hitting the green just to the left of the flag, maybe 20-25 feet. Paul Lawrie, a little bit longer again this hole. Oh, but he's played a beautiful shot. Well, he'll be hoping to see that one home. A real birdie opportunity again for Paul Lawrie. And a very, very tight game. The crowd absolutely loving it. The weather has been favourable since the golfers teed off. Perfect for weight there from McGinley. Tapping that in. He stays at 2 under after 4. And, oh, well, the shoulder, perhaps there is a niggle. We'll have to wait and see how it progresses now. A real birdie opportunity. Can Paul see it in just to the right edge of the hole? Oh, and a heavy sigh. We don't want to see that so early. He knows it was a good opportunity after a great tee shot. Stays 1 behind as they moved on to the 5th. It's the longest hole on the course, over 200 yards. And Paul Lawrie's tee shot just coming up short. Well, of course, his nickname is Chippy. And there's why. You have to wonder, shots like that, Paul is probably looking to hold them. But 6 inches will do. That's a nice par. But again, his opponent, a very makeable birdie putt. And leaving it, well, just as close. A tap-in par for both on the 205-yard 5th. And it remains 2 under Paul McGinley, 1 under Paul Lawrie. And still Paul McGinley's honour. Back to a shorter hole, just under 130 yards, the 6th. And for once, Mr. McGinley misses the green. Okay, it's only by a foot or 2, but he's on the fringe. Now, can Paul Lawrie respond with a birdie? Oh, that's another phenomenal tee shot. Just spinning back a little bit too much almost. But he's knocked that into about 6 feet. Great birdie opportunity. Great golf on show here for the spectators. This is what you would hope from 2 top professionals. Flying their balls right at the flags. Oof. Well, he missed the green. He was a little bit further away, but that was still a very good attempt at birdie again from Paul McGinley. Solid stuff. Still 2 under. Now, can Paul Lawrie draw level with this putt? Looks fairly straight. A little borrow to the right, perhaps. It is. Just as it gets to the hole. Well, tapping in. He knows that was an opportunity to draw level. Well, he's looking at it again, but he cannot claim a lack of local knowledge. He's here all the time practicing his short game. As we move on to the 7th. 2 levels to this green. You want to land it at the back and hopefully spin it back. Paul encouraging his ball down the slope. Will it go? Come on. And Paul Lawrie very sportingly asking the ball not to move. But it makes its way down onto the lower level. Of course, it was here last year that, Jose Maria Lathabal didn't realise the slope was quite so severe on this green until after he'd hit his tee shot. Paul Lawrie, he's landing it up the back, looking for the spin back. The run down off the slope, and it's just a little bit too far. Oh, he knows he's stuck up there, and that is an awkward putt. A real test. And when you're looking to try and claw a shot or two back on your opponent, that's not where you want to be. Now, what can he do? The sun fighting through the clouds. This putt is about 30 feet down the slope. Well, it looks good. It looks good. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, that was in the hole and back out again. It defied physics almost, that ball. None of that. Any compensation to Mr. Lawrie, who has to settle for a par, with his opponent looking at another makeable birdie putt. Oh, it was a good attempt. It just wasn't to be. Now, can McGinley go to 3 under, open up a 2-shot cushion? With just a couple of holes to go. Just catching the edge. Well, still only 1 in it. Fascinating stuff. 2 holes to go. Who's going to come out on top? The crowd's basking in the Aberdeen sunshine. The breeze not too strong, but the golfers are hitting with what little breeze there is behind them on this 182-yard 8th. And that's another fabulous tee shot from Paul McGinley. 15 feet short. Could have just done with another hop on, perhaps. Now, Paul Lawrie doesn't like it. There's water on the right, a steep bank. And that is where the ball is headed. And it ran down the bank, I can tell you, into the water. And Paul had to take a penalty drop before trying to play up onto the green. Always a tricky shot. Even more tricky when there's cameras right on top of you and a crowd watching. But once again, Chippy living up to his nickname. Great stuff from down there. The ball stopping dead, just a couple of feet past the hole. Although that putt will be for a bogey 4. This for a birdie 2. Oh, and a 2-shot swing on this hole. As Paul McGinley moves to 3 under par after 8 holes. That's great shooting. Paul Lawrie having to make do with a bogey 4 after that penalty drop, even with a nice up and down. And so 3 shots the difference as the golfers make their way down the last. Can we finish with a flurry? Well, both tee shots. Fairly similar distance from the flag. Paul Lawrie just off the green on the fringe. This his birdie attempt. Can we see another birdie? No, it wasn't to be. An even par round for the host. And he knows that's not going to be good enough to hold on to the trophy. Can Mr. McGinley finish off in style with his 4th birdie of the day? Oh, not quite. But he's done the job. Beautiful round of 33, 3 under par for Paul McGinley, this year's winner of the Paul Lawrie Golf Centre Challenge. And at 3 under par, just how happy was he with his performance?
I'm very happy. I played really well. It was a good testing wind, good competition, and I really enjoyed the golf course. It was a real challenge. So I'm thrilled. I didn't expect to play as well as I did. It's a wonderful centre. It's in great condition. It's just a fantastic facility, and congratulations to him. And it's something we aspire to. Certainly something I'd like to aspire to one day, to owning a facility like this and having all my family involved. It's a special thing to be able to do.
And despite not winning this year, our host still enjoying the day and the crowds that came down to watch.
It's great to see so many people here and so many children here, obviously walking around with us. Paul played extremely well. Hit the ball nicely and hold a couple of putts, and that's what you've got to do. And for the first time seeing the course, I helped him a little bit more than I helped Jose Maria, to be fair. I told him about the 7th, so Jose will be kind of.
You didn't have a hole-in-one either.
No, I didn't have a hole-in-one. So
what a way to greet the.
It was quite easy for him today, to be fair. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we were out there and chatted, every hole in between shots, and obviously we've known each other for a long time. We were at the same tour school together, 91 tour school. Both came out on tour, 92, so both been on tour the same amount of time. Known each other a long time. And apart from beating me today, everything else was pretty good.
And after the excitement of the challenge match, Jeremy Dale was on hand to entertain the crowd with his marvellous trick show, even managing to persuade Paul Lawrie to join in. Jeremy's been entertaining crowds all over the world for the best part of 20 years with this kind of stuff. Practice makes perfect, I guess. And it really was a great end to the day. And as we leave you from the Paul Lawrie Golf Centre for another year, we say goodbye and congratulations once again to this year's winner, Paul McGinley.